So Piggy was updated with Chapter 12 about 2 days ago, and we know at this point there's 3 endings. We've all seen the good ending, we've all seen the bad ending, but we know that the true ending, so far it's been 2 full days, and nobody has found it yet. So it means that this is definitely a very, very hard thing. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the true ending, we're going to talk about some possible theories and things that we might be able to try, and then maybe we can kind of collaborate to try to figure this out together and see if there's any clues or anything in the game that can help us along. So first, let's just kind of go over the overview of the level. You're in there with Mr. P, and there's usually another monster as well. You're trying to get 2 vials. You've got a purple vial and a green vial. Now, supposedly, we're assuming that these are substances that are used possibly for trying to figure out the cure, but you have to put them on the little podiums that they go with, and then after that, you get a stick of dynamite, you put it in the middle of the map, and then after you do that, you basically get a second part of the level. There's a part 1 and there's a part 2. There's like before you drop the dynamite, and then part 2, everything turns white, and then you end up in a different area. It's, well, supposedly you think it's like the same area, but everything shifted. But I think basically what it is how it's built is it's a completely different area. It's a different map inside of the game, inside of Roblox altogether. But then after you do that, you're supposed to get some coins to try to get a hammer, to try to get the picture of Mrs. P, give that to Mr. P, and then you defeat the level. Then at the end, you basically have a choice between George and Mr. P. You can't go anywhere else in the end part. Trust me, I've tried to walk around Mr. P. I've tried to walk into different areas. There's basically an invisible wall, and you can only go in 2 directions. You can wait there as long as you want before you choose, and trust me, I have tried waiting as well. We're going to talk about things that have not worked so far, but basically, you have to go to George if you want the good ending, and you want to go to Mr. P if you want the bad ending. So that is an overview of what the map is. But basically, there's also 5 notes that you're going to find throughout the map. Now, we're going to read all 5 of these real quick. Let's see. It says, I am responsible for everything. I feel everyone's hatred, including my own, toward myself. So that is from Mr. P. So we can see he's starting to go crazy. So guys, as far as like backing up theories, I'm pretty sure that my theory about Mr. P was pretty darn accurate about him sort of losing his mind. And I don't know about fully multiple personalities, but he's definitely kind of lost his mind and gone crazy. It says, all right, we should have been careful when moving our equipment here. I may have come into contact with Substance 128. So I wonder if Substance 128, well, first of all, we don't know exactly who wrote that, but Substance 128 is maybe the purple, one of the purple or one of the green potions, and maybe the potions have something to do with this. It says, I've failed everyone. Now I am a soulless body wandering without purpose, fighting without reason. So again, a testament to the fact that Mr. P has obviously gone a little bit crazy. It says, this is the perfect place to continue our research from the hospital, as this is the source of some of the ingredients we use. So obviously, again, the purple and the green potions seem to be ingredients that they used in what they're trying to use to make the cure, but the cure actually is what ended up causing everybody to turn into zombies and the infection and everything. And then it says here, Miss P, Sheepy, Bunny, our initial group is gone. Now the researchers are too. I am truly alone. So it seems like everybody who was working with Mr. P ended up sort of, getting the infection and dying as well. So those are the notes. Now, I don't know if this really means anything. The 2 that don't have Mr. P's signature seem like they're written not in bold, and they're talking about the substances, whatever the green and the purple substances are. So maybe it has something to do with the substances. I'm not quite sure. Let's go over the Twitter posts here that have been put out from Minitoon. So the first one right here, you can see Think Noodle said maybe emoji hints on how to do it, and his emoji hint was just a question mark. A question mark, guys. Well, that doesn't really help us much, does it? But if we look inside of the game, you see right here, there's all these boxes in the middle of the first part before you start using the dynamite. So we're going to keep talking about it as in the first part and the second part. So there's a question mark there with the boxes. So maybe it could have something to do with the boxes. We're going to talk about some different theories, but as far as we know, like, I have not been able to move or click on the boxes particularly, so I don't know about that. Next thing we've got here that he's putting on Twitter with regards to this, he said, I didn't want it to be easy to get. So obviously it's really, really difficult. It's a difficult thing and kind of tricky to get. So we're going to talk about that as far as the top theories on how to get it and how that might apply. It says, if nobody gets the true ending in 24 hours, I might make it easier to obtain. I'll probably put up a poll tomorrow. And then he did. The next day, he put up a poll saying, all right, poll time. What do we do about the true ending? It says also this will probably be the last time. All right, just letting him know that he doesn't have any other social media and stuff to pay attention. But basically, the options were, 1, make it easier. 2, give a tiny hint. And 3, do nothing. I don't know what's up with those 4.3% who said do nothing, because I don't think, I mean, nobody's going to find this thing. We haven't found it in 2 days, and a lot of people have been trying everything they could think of. Now, I voted make it easier because I think that would be better. And I think these options themselves are a little bit of a hint as well, and we're going to talk about that too. And it says give a tiny hint. Now, people are voting give a tiny hint. So whatever it is, sounds like it's not going to be easier. He's just going to give a tiny hint. And so far, I don't know. I don't think his hints have been that great. I think making it easier might be easier. But I'd actually like that they'd make it easier and give a tiny hint. But it says down here below that, note that if I make it easier, I will not be given any hints. Okay, and I will only just be making one step a little bit more obvious. The step wouldn't be removed, just easier to complete. So what we learned there is that there are some steps as a part of this process. So it could be just more than one thing that we have to do. So let's, now that we've seen all those Twitter posts and we've read the notes, let's talk about the top theories. Okay, so these are the ones that I think are like the top 3 sort of theories. Let's talk about what they could be. So one of them could be, maybe it's a speed run. Maybe you have to get the whole thing completed as a team, probably in under like just 1 or 2 minutes. Now, I don't know if that's even possible to do it in under a minute. There's a lot of places you got to go and come back and get like the green file and bring that back with the purple one and bring it back. But if you have a team of people who are all working together, like, all right, you get the key, you open the door, you go get this, you get this file. Maybe if people work together, they could get it done really fast. So a speed run could be an option. That seems like something that could be difficult, and he could make it easier by making it less speed. And I don't know what kind of hint would help, maybe like a road runner or something. Anyways, now another option, maybe there's something that you have to type inside the chat. Maybe there are clues spread throughout the map, and these clues can help us kind of figure out something that we need to type, and maybe we have to type something at a certain time. Maybe it has to be typed like at the very ending. I have tried typing just the question mark in the chat, and I tried doing that after the ending when you were trying to make the choice between one and the other, and that didn't work. I tried typing things like who is the real TSP, and just any other sort of thing that I could think of. I tried typing the license plate that was on the police cruiser after we saw a picture of that had gone through the wall. That didn't work. But maybe there's something else that needs to be figured out that we need to type into the chat, or maybe it's something that I've already typed in the chat and it has to be typed at a very specific time. I'm not sure. So could be a speed run. It could be something that needs to be typed in chat. Now, also, I think it probably, this is what I think is very likely, is that it has something to do with the ghosts. So you know, in the second part, basically, after you use the dynamite, you have the ghosts that pop up. I think there's a ghost of Doggy and there's a ghost of Bunny, and they pop up just the first couple seconds. If they grab you, it can slow you down, and basically they only have a certain amount of time. There's like basically just a little window of time when they're actually there. Now, it might have something to do with them. I'm thinking something to do with the ghosts. Now, I'm just curious here too. Have any of you guys managed to like shoot both of the ghosts? I have not been able to do that myself. Maybe you have to get the guns and you have to shoot the doggy. Maybe you have to shoot the bunny ghost. I've heard some people say like maybe you have to give them the vials, but that wouldn't make any sense. As Think Noodles pointed out, that because they don't really pop out until the second part. So you have to use those vials of the solutions in order to get the dynamite so that you can even get to the second part. So there's no time when you actually encounter the ghosts while you have the vials. But still, who knows? There's guns in the map, and maybe if you get the gun and you shoot the ghosts with the 2 different pieces of ammo, or maybe you have to feed them apples. Maybe you have to feed an apple to one and shoot the other one. Maybe you have to feed them apples and shoot them. I don't know. Maybe what we have to do is try to get Mr. P in the middle of the room and hand hand him the note at the perfect time so that the ghosts can grab him. Maybe the ghosts need to grab Mr. P, but I don't know. There seems like when it comes to the ghosts, there's something that has to do with timing and the fact that they pop up. So I really think that it probably has something to do with the ghosts, or maybe it's a combination of these things. Maybe there's a speed run. You have to type something in the chat to the ghosts while you're being like paused or paralyzed from the ghosts. Who knows? But definitely going to be something that's very complicated. So guys, have you tried any of these things that we've mentioned? I'm just curious, as far as these theories, have you tried, like, what's the quickest you guys have been through the level between yourself and your friends? Have you tried typing anything crazy in the chat? Have you tried anything with the ghosts? Let me know. Let's try to compile a list here in the comments of things that we've done and things that we haven't done, and then any other ideas that you guys might have. Do you guys have any good ideas on what it might be? Things that you haven't tried yet, that we haven't been able to rule out yet? I'm pretty sure it's not anything like no clipping out of the map. I'm pretty sure there's no like hidden parts of the map. People have probably like gone through every single area of the map. I don't think it's like a certain place where we can escape or get out or anything like that. As far as the boxes and the fact that they make a shape of a question mark, that is very interesting. It could have something to do with the boxes as well. I've tried moving the boxes. I've tried clicking on the boxes, clicking on them in different orders. Maybe it has something to do with that, but I'm just not really sure. These boxes don't seem to interact really at all. So I don't know. What are your guys' ideas about this theory? How long do you think it's going to be until somebody actually gets this true ending? I hope it's going to be soon. I'd like to figure out what the true ending is because I want to know what actually happens in the story. Anyways, if you guys are new here, I would love to have you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.